How you doing, everybody? It's your boy and JPSS, and welcome to another live stream. Now, I understand. Don't even put away your torches and pitchforks, okay? I know it's late, and I know that, it's freaking 9:30, and I'm making a live stream. I know, okay? Put them away, put them back in your closet, and save them for later, okay? Because, okay, listen. Here's my story. Okay, listen. All right, guys. All right, I'm there's a new game free on the PlayStation Store that's actually NBA 2K 2016, and Tyler Man was like, "Yo, we gotta play this on your channel, dog. You gotta play this on YouTube. Watch the people get your ass whooped on 2K." I'm like, "All right, fine." I'm downloading. I literally start the download at 2 o'clock. The download finishes about 2 hours. It's like a 44 gigabyte game, and I put it all in rest mode. The whole time was in rest mode, guys. The whole time I put my PlayStation in rest mode. It finishes in about 2 hours, give or take, and it finishes around, of course, like 4 o'clock. It installs. It starts installing. You know how like when you start an NBA 2K game, the game installs and it starts, you know, copying game data from real life and junk, and that's like considered installing the game. And it was like it went from 4 and it's 9:30 and it's still installing. Last time I checked was 5 minutes ago and it was like at 90%. Okay, guys, it's still installing 5 hours later. Okay, that's my problem with sports games. You have to literally wait for the installation 5 hours. Okay, now some of you be like, man, I never had to wait 5 hours for my installation. Your internet's crap. I'm like, no, because I have a hardwired connection, 30 megabits per second. Okay, so no, this is average, actually above average speeds because it's a hardwired connection. So don't even start. Okay, don't even start with that crap. All right. And then if you guys start saying, yo, this white boy probably suck at 2K anyway, you should be downloading that game. Hey, I'm doing it for you guys, okay? Because literally I know I suck at 2K. I suck at it. All right, but I'm not going to get into that right now. I'm not even going to get into that. All right, today I'm going to be talking about two things. I'm going to be talking about funny dad stories, what happened to my dad the other day. He said some funny stuff I want to tell you guys. And the second thing I'll be talking about is little kids. We're talking about younger than 10 years old wasting their money away or stealing their parents' money to support their gaming habits. Okay, now this is happening all over. Of course, that's going to be this number two story. So we're going to talk about dad stories for about 10 minutes, and then we're going to do our, of course, our, that's where our halftime is 10 minutes, and then we're going to go into other things. So if you want to hear game stories, then we'll cut into 10 minutes, and if you want to start from the beginning, then you listen to that one and cut off. So we're just going to do this. You guys are going to be seeing some. You guys are going to be seeing some ground war in the background, me trying to get those quads that I'm humping for Sunday, guys. I'm telling you, it's tough. I only have about 3 of them so far. But, it's going to be a grind. I don't know. Hopefully I can have enough for you guys to be entertained. I really don't think I'm going to be able to do it. I've had the worst time trying to get some quads for you guys. Hopefully I can get just enough for you guys to entertain yourselves. So, yeah. So we're going to get into this, and, hold on real quick. I got to check the audio. Alright guys, I'm back. Now, yesterday, I'm going to get into the funny dad story. The other day, my mom and I, we're cutting down a tree, right? We're cutting down the tree in front of our house, so it's it was a big tree in front of my window, and it was like blocking sunlight from coming in, so we had to get it cut down, right? So, it takes us about 4 hours to cut this tree down. When we actually finish cutting the tree down, my dad comes home about an hour later, and we don't cut the tree. We don't like 100% like cut the tree down. We don't de-root the tree, okay? We just kind of let the like about a good hunk of the trunk cut down from the bottom, so that just a little bit of a spike is coming out of the ground, okay? So mind you, about a good 3 foot spike trunk tree was coming out of the ground, right? My dad comes home about an hour later after we're finished. He says, "Oh, you cut my tree down." I'm like, what are you talking about, your tree? When did you plant that tree? And he was like, I didn't mean I plant the tree. I mean, I was planning on cutting it down myself. So it's my tree. And I was like, it's your tree. I guess, okay. So my mom just starts talking to me, saying, she's like, it's your tree. That's not your tree. It's not your tree. I was the one cutting it down. You know, how long's that tree been there? 10 years that tree's been there. That's not your tree. I'm just standing there listening to the whole conversation unfold, and I'm smiling a little bit, because they always do this. They always have little fights here and there, but at the end of the day, they still love each other. But, you know, it's like, you know, as your first initial reaction when somebody says that's my tree, you think that they would have planted that thing all by themselves, and, you know, they would have named that tree their own. But the tree that this was placed, it's like, who would never plant a tree here? The tree was literally planted in our little garden, actually behind the garden. It's kind of like our house has a front house, and then there's the window, and then underneath the window is like where the hedges and other little trees are. But there was a full oak tree growing underneath, right in the next door house. Like, if you really planted a tree there, that is a terrible place to plant a tree. Just saying. Just saying. Just saying. And then my dad, you know, he's trying to fight the fact that, you know, my mom's telling him, like, that's not your tree. What are you talking about? That's your tree. My dad's saying, you know how long that tree's been there, all kind of stuff. And then he says, how much did you cut that tree down? Did you cut it down far enough? Did you cut it down to the bottom of the ground? And we're like, no, we left a little bit of it there. He's like, you can't leave a little bit of that tree there. He's like, you want to know why you can't leave that tree there? You can't leave a little bit of that tree there? My mom was like, I'm not ready to do that yet. I'm going to do it eventually. I'm not ready to do it yet. And he's like, you need to do it right now. You need to do it. And she was like, why do I need to cut all that tree down? And she was like, because if there's a fire in the house and our son has to jump out the window, he's going to get himself stabbed. I'm like, what? Excuse me? If the house burns down, and I need to jump out my window just to save myself, and I'm gonna get stabbed on the fall down. Okay, first of all, Jack Daniels, if there was a fire in the house, I would not be jumping out the window, because the window that I have right now, guys, is like, it has a screen protecting the major window, and then the window like doesn't like slide up. It kind of like pushes out to open up. So first of all, I don't know how I'll be fitting out this window, okay? Because I'm a big guy, okay? You gotta know this, I'm a big guy, okay? I'm a big guy. I would not be fitting out the window. Okay, the screen that's protecting the window right now, you can pop that screen out and like get more of a breeze. But even if I pop the screen out, I'm not fitting through this window. Okay, and now I know some of you be like, well, it's health safety codes. All windows must be evacuatable in order to have a safe household. I'm like, well, if that's the case, then I'd be dead, because there's no way I'm fitting outside this window. There's no way I'm fitting outside my window here. There's no way. Oh my goodness, guys. There's no way. And he just like, we laughed at him. I'm like, are you kidding? He's like, I'm totally serious. If there's a fire in this house and our son needs to leave, if our son needs to find an escape route and he's going to be jumping out this window, I'm like, all right, hold on. I'm not going to be jumping out this window. And he was like, yes, you are. If there's a fire in this house, you are damn well jumping out this window, boy. I'm like, no, I am not, sir. I'm not jumping out that window, okay? I mean, our house isn't even that high to begin with, but, you know, it's I mean, there's a hedge, there's a what is it? I think that's a hedge, and then a bush, and then two other spike trees. Like, if I'm jumping out this window, like, I better be near death. Because I'm be jumping into some next level, you know, thorny ass crap, guys. I'm not having that at all. But yeah, guys, if you enjoyed that dad story, he says the darndest things. If you did, please drop a like or type in the comments below. Freaking jump out of the window if there's a fire. If there's a fire, I'm going out the front door. And some people are gonna be like, if there's a fire, you really wouldn't leave the front door. Like, your safety would be in jeopardy. You wouldn't be worried about going through the front door. I'm like, yes, I am. I am not jumping out my window that's made for noodle anorexic people. All right, no judge against anorexic people, but yeah, that's the way it goes. All right, ain't having that. Ain't jumping out no window if there's a fire. First of all, our smoke alarm doesn't even work. Okay, so if there's a fire, I wouldn't know it. I'd be dead already. Second of all, like, there's like literally about 5 feet from my room to the front door. Okay, yeah, I have to go out my room and then down the steps, and the front door is literally right there. So I have about like 5 seconds to leave this house, maybe even less if I'm fast. Like, come on, people. Nothing's gonna happen to me. And then if you're one of those people that's like, you don't know what's gonna happen, you don't know what's gonna happen from one day to the next, you could die tomorrow. I'm like, no. No. Okay, you obviously are a paranoid, schizoid guy and just can't control yourself. Oh, feeling it. Dude, I'm hitting terrible. I'm not hitting anything, guys. Oh my, oh look at them! Oh look at them all! The one day I don't have kinetic armor on. Alright guys, hit that 10-minute intervention period. We just enjoyed a little bit of a funny dad story. I don't know if it was that funny. I'm not good at telling stories. Psych, Noah. But if you guys did enjoy the funny dad story and you want to hear some more crazy dad stories, please type in the comments below. But we're going to move on to the next thing on our topic today list is going to be kids today. It's going to be a little bit of a serious topic, a little bit of a funny thing. Today we're going to be talking about kids wasting their money on DLC or in-game purchases. Okay, now I understand kids will buy a game for however I'm getting cheesed on. This game is, look at the wraps, man. I'm leaving. Rage quit. But kids these days, there's been numerous accounts, and from my own personal experience, and if you were in that lobby that one day, then please drop a like so I know who you are. But if you were in that lobby one day, I'm not going to tell, I'm going to save that story for last. But there's been numerous accounts of children either using $300, $400. There's even a kid that wasted $2,500. Oh, sorry guys. $2,500 on a game a game on his iPad. Now I don't know how. Excuse me. I don't know how he got his hands on the iPad, or sorry, the Apple password to buy things. I don't understand how this is becoming a thing now. More and more kids are hacking the password or discovering or thinking of it up. Frankly, I can't even remember my own password, let alone finding out my parents' passwords for anything, okay? So, I mean, come on now. I don't understand where these kids are getting this stuff from. But there was one kid who wasted $300 on League of Legends cards. Another kid has been wasting his own money on either Call of Duty points or Call of Duty advanced supply drop stuff. And from my own experience personally, I was in a game, and if you guys, I know some of you subscribers know of me from the times that we played together, and if you know, and if you were there when this happened, make sure to drop a like. There was this one kid, I'm not going to name names, but I'm just going to name him LD. Okay, we're going to name him LD. LD claimed is about 10 years old. Okay. For his birthday, his mom gives him $200. Okay, yeah, I wish for my birthday I got $200. I think it was for his birthday or as a Christmas present or something like that. But the bottom line is the kid got... Oh, here we go. Oh, damn it. Bottom line is the kid got $200. A 10-year-old kid getting $200. Now, if that's not a red flag for you enough, I don't know what is. But the kid got $200 for some kind of special occasion. I think it was either for his, celebrating his birth or celebrating the birth of Jesus, whatever. One of the two. But he got $200, and he was telling us that he spent $100 out of that $200 on Call of Duty points in Black Ops 3 for rare supply drops. And some of you would be like, how can he do that? Why would he waste money on a game that doesn't even matter? Well, guys, it seems to be the new rage is wasting your money on games these days. And he said, oh, here we go. Come on, boys. Come on. Oh, and he said there's these... Okay, guys, so you need to break it down for people that don't play Call of Duty. Call of Duty Black Ops 3 is where you can obtain these things called rare supply drops that can offer you character skins, new weapon camos, little cosmetic items for the game. But then they also just released new weapons that you can use, and some of these weapons are pretty overpowered, which causes a lot of little kids to waste their money trying to get these new weapons, and they could jizz all over them. So, but there's one of the weapons in the game called a crowbar, and the kid literally spent $100 of his hard-earned money, or given money, and all he got out of all these rare supply drops was one crowbar. So he literally paid $100 for an in-game crowbar, which is literally nothing. Now, guys, I did the math. I did my own math on this, okay? I did my own math, and the chances of you earning a weapon in Call of Duty Black Ops 3 are about I think it's like 0.3 or like 0.2% chance of getting an actual weapon in this game. Now, some of you may say, oh, every time they add weapons, you know, it increases your chances a little bit, but not by much. It's literally only a little bit, because if you guys noticed, every time they add a new weapon, they also add in new themes, new gestures, new, you know, camos. They add a little bit of everything to balance it all out. So yeah, it may increase a little bit. Damn it! It may increase a little bit, but frankly not by a lot, okay? Maybe that 0.3 will go up to like a 0.32 and then a 0.32.5. You know, it's going to go up only a little bit, and that's not going to increase your chances at all, much anyway, at all. You know, so if you guys ever feel the need to buy anything on the in-game store, like, why would you waste your money on anything in-game? Okay, now, I respect the fact that you have a passion for something. I respect the idea that you have something that you love to do, such as either playing games or even, you know, experiencing the game in new ways. But don't, I would say, only waste your money on a game if it, you know, prevents you or, you know, interferes with, you know, doing something you love. Say, for example, you love to read books, and the only way for you to read books is to gain, like, a Borders season pass or whatever. I don't know what they're called. A Borders book card, or someone's going to make something up like that allowed you to just read as many of their books as you can. Let me say a library. I mean, I don't want to say library because it's free anyway, but you can't. I want to use an example where you have to pay for something, right? So, all right, say for example you love reading, and the library that's near your house makes you pay for a library card. Okay, and you can't check out books without getting this library card, and you love reading books, then yes, then I would say use the money for that library card in order for you to read books. Okay, same thing here. PlayStation offers this thing that has PlayStation Plus, where you pay like $50 every year to use their online services, and that's like, you know, what you love doing. If you love doing this, then yes, but don't waste your money on like in-game cosmetics when it's completely pointless. The games are meant to have fun and be played, you know, in a fun way. I mean, yes, some of you may argue like if that's what you love doing, you love wasting your money away on these new weapons, camos, and themes, then I guess at the end of the day you do what makes you happy. But to me, it seems like a ludicrous idea to be wasting either anybody's money on something that at the end of the day doesn't even matter. Yes, it's cool to have these things, but I mean, unless you just, like, it's your job to be doing this, or it's your job to be, you know, updating yourself on this on a regular daily basis, then don't do it. That's what I'm saying. So, guys, I mean, I know at some point one of us, I mean, eventually all of us have used up money and bought DLC season. I'm just shitting on today. I'm sure all of us at some point, or most of the people you have watched, have spent some kind of money on extra DLC or weapon packs or just in-game purchases, what they're called, in-game purchase. I'm sure. Oh my goodness, I'm garbage. I'm straight garbage, guys. I'm sure a lot of you have used your money up, okay? But don't, like, I can understand if you spend a couple $20 here or like a $30 here, but don't go out and go like $50, $100 on something that's just not even going to matter at the end of the day. Because mind you, like, there's none of the guns that you can get in these rare supply drops are huge game changers. Maybe like one, but that's like completely irrelevant. Oh my goodness, it split. So guys, tips and tricks, word for the wise. If you ever feel the need to buy something on an in-game store, or you feel like you need to put more money into a game to even do better, then don't do it, okay? Just have fun playing the game as it is. Don't feel like you need to go out of your way to waste more money or use up your money, a better term of saying it, to feel like you need to get a better kick out of the game, okay? If you need to use up your money, or literally you need, the game says that you need to make this in-game purchase for you to continue the level, then just, I mean, I understand. Then you would, if you love the game that much, then I guess by all means go ahead and continue. But don't just go and waste your money away when you don't need to waste your money away. Like on things that don't even matter. Things that don't even make any sense in this game, okay guys? Please, word for the wise. Control yourselves, little kids. And for the 9-year-olds and 8-year-olds that haven't stolen their credit cards, their parents' credit cards yet, then please don't do it. Okay, first of all, your parents have worked super hard for their money. I wouldn't want my kid going around and stealing my credit card, wasting on hundreds, thousands of dollars on a game. I would kill my kid. I'd stab him in the neck. All right? But guys, just don't do it, okay? If I had a kid, I would and if he made his own money, and he made his own money, he bought his own stuff, and he wanted to waste his money on in-game stores, I would tell him all the cons of doing this and tell him why he shouldn't do it. But at the end of the day, he has his own free will. I'm going to tell him why he shouldn't do it. I'm going to try and enforce my opinion. But at the end of the day, he has the freedom to do whatever he wants. If he wants to do that, I'm going to let him. Okay? I'm going to let him do it. He shouldn't do it. I'm going to tell him he shouldn't do it, but he's going to do it at the end of the day. At the end of the day, he's just going to do it. It's a shame. It's a shame that games these days, whether if they're on console, PC, or on your Apple or Android device, a lot of them these days require an in-app purchase for you to either continue the game. I know Candy Crush, there's a certain number of lives that you can use after you've completed failed a mission. If you fail a mission, you lose a life, and you get like 5 lives. And I know that there's a guy who racked up $500 on Candy Crush because he kept buying lives over and over and over again. All right, guys, just don't. My main tips for the day. I don't think I'm going to be able to get into another. I'm not going to get into another game here, but don't even leave yet because I'm making my final thoughts. All right, guys, don't make an in-app purchase, please. You're only making the gaming community worse by making the big CEOs feel good, flushing their pockets with money, and them taking your money, all right, when this is not necessary. We don't want in-game purchases. We want it back to the way it was, okay? Guys, unless it really interferes with you playing the game, then don't do it, okay? Save your money. Save it for a new game instead of wasting your money on in-game purchases, all right? Save up for a new game instead of wasting money on little stuff, okay? All right. That's my last opinion for the day. If you guys, of course, wanted to hear more funny dad stories, I got lots of them, okay? And, of course, if you wanted to hear my 2 cents or thoughts about pretty much anything in the world, also please leave in the comments below. If you enjoyed this gameplay, it was probably shit gameplay, but I hope my voice was good enough for you, then please also drop a like if you want to see some more fantastical content. And please subscribe to my channel, and as always, I'll see you in the next video. Bye!